Good evening. My name is Lashar Gossett, and this is my introduction video. I am currently a fifth grade ELA teacher at Ivor Intermediate School in the Camden Fairview School District in Camden, Arkansas. This is my third year in the classroom, but about my fifth year total with the school district. I did some substitute work right after college, and then I was a paraprofessional in January of 2021 when COVID hit. Um, I was born in Sierra Madre, California, but I've lived in Camden most of my life. I graduated from Camden Fairview High School in 1997. I graduated from Southern Arkansas University in 2002 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice. I started working for the state of Arkansas in March 2004 as a probation officer. I did that for about 14 years. I worked for the Department of Human Services for about 2 years at the end of my career with the state. I have a 22-year-old daughter who attends Southern Arkansas University, and I have a 9-year-old son who attends Fairview Elementary School here in our school district. She wanted us to talk a little bit about family and values. I come from a rather large family. My mother had 5 children. My father had 7 children, so I have 12 brothers and sisters between both parents. My mother is also one of 11 children. My grandmother had 11 children, so I have a very, very, very large extended family. Lots of aunts, lots of uncles, cousins, second cousins, and on down the line. Um, Family values. My grandmother and my mother were always, always, always on us about being kind and taking care of one another. My grandmother, rest her soul, um, had a lot on her plate. Um, 11 kids, and once they all started having kids, it was, kind of like not a vicious cycle, but a cycle of her trying to teach us, how to behave, correcting our behavior, teaching us how to cook, teaching us how to take care of ourselves. Um, she would have us sometimes all at her house on Saturday nights so she could make sure we got up to go to church on Sunday mornings. And sometimes there would be, 10 or 11 of us sprawled throughout a tiny 3-bedroom house with blankets and pillows on the floors. Um, but I think that made me who I am as far as wanting to be helpful, especially in the lives of children. I love kids. Um, I've always been around kids. As I said, I have a very large family. Um, as an adult, we see a lot of things, and sometimes if we don't know, we make assumptions. And I have been very guilty of that. But in dealing with my students, I have worked with a very diverse demographic of people, especially working with the state. I've had people that I supervise on probation and parole for committing offenses that range from anywhere from misdemeanor theft to capital murder to being your highest level sex offender. And not all of these people came from what you would call um, backgrounds that probably would have led to people making bad choices. There were some very prominent people that I supervised, um, which is one of the main reasons that I decided that I wanted to get out of the field, because you see it on TV where they show favoritism because you have money. It happens in real life, and I just didn't think that was something that I could continue to condone because it was unfair. Talking about my students, we know a lot of them have issues that arise that they have no control over. Their housing situation, their living situation, their financial situation. They don't have any control over those things. Um, but me looking back on the group of people that I supervised, and then knowing that some of these students are the seed or offspring of some of these people, it is totally understandable why they are the way they are. My goal as an educator is to help them maneuver through these things in their environment and their circumstances in order to become better people, to make better choices than their big brothers or big sisters or their parents or their grandparents and aunts and uncles made, to get them put in a situation where they had to be away from their families for a long period of time. I think that learning begins at home, and we are the reinforcers of it at school, but we also have to be the first line giver for some of these students because they don't have the emotional or family support that is needed in order for them to be successful. We must encourage them um, to be the best version of themselves. And teaching, I think, affords me the opportunity to look through a lens, like a kaleidoscope, and see all the different facets and aspects that these children have, and try to make them aware of them so that they can gain the knowledge that is necessary for them to succeed. They will know that there are better places and better opportunities and better things that they can do with their lives than their current environment allows them to see. I want them to be very open and open minded to discovering new things, and not basing their decisions, especially their life decisions, on their situation. Everybody does not have a stable background or environment, and I believe that I will contribute to that by helping them to learn how to make good choices and to use the education that they're receiving wisely in making those good choices. Um, just Saturday, as a matter of fact, my son plays Pee Wee sports, and one of the teams we were playing, their shirts read, "Success is not an accident. As a matter of fact, success is a choice." And I want these children to know that they have the choice to become successful, or they have the choice to not use the knowledge that they have gained or will gain in the future, to make sure that they are capable of taking care of themselves, and possibly, giving some of them the idea that they too can become teachers or doctors or lawyers or whatever it is that they want to be, that will contribute to what they do in society.